Democrats are saying that this is a Democrat versus Republican issue, or even that it's nonpartisan at all on their side. Obviously, the data doesn't show that. But what would each of you say, maybe in one sentence, that's saying this is not a Democrat issue? I'm a Democrat, and this is why I'm against this. Let's go ahead and start with you, Professor Sanders. Or Sander.
Well, I think enlightened people everywhere, which I hope includes a lot of Democrats, should focus on the root causes of inequality, not papering over the outcomes. And Prop 16 is a measure that's all about outcomes and papering things over.
Well said. Ling, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, for us to be here, you already know that this is a non-partisan issue because even Prop 209 in 1996 had support from all voters across party lines. And within the Democrat Party, perhaps there is a wide spectrum of people with different liberal ideas, but the fact remains that we still have to stand by the American value of equality for all, unless we think that California now is going to be diverting from what the nation is built upon. So if you believe in equality and equal protection under the law, please vote no on 16. If you think that discrimination based on race, gender, national origin, and sex, and so on, vote yes.
Very straightforward. I love it, Ling. It's funny when I ever debate the other side, they always say like, yeah, I know we're losing, but if we talk to them for 10 minutes and they basically give this really convoluted thing that doesn't make any sense, we get their vote. Like, but people aren't that dumb. They're not going to listen to your propaganda for 10 minutes. So I think you're spot on, Ling, just literally stating the facts. Michael, I'm going to turn to you. What would your 15, 30-second elevator pitch be to them?
First of all, you don't fight discrimination with discrimination. And second of all, Lincoln freed the slaves. He was Republican. This has got to go beyond party lines. We have, in my lifetime, I've never seen this partisanship be so bad. We're not helping the country. We're not helping the people who make the country if all we do is think Democrat, Republican. We have to think human, people, children, education. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Simone?
I would say, just in closing, I think that as Democrats, we need to rise to the occasion, and as Americans, we need to rise to the occasion and say that this is wrong, because this comes to the core of equality and equal rights. And when people think that this is just a bunch of Asian parents who are overly invested in what schools their children go to, I like to remind them that Brown v. Board of Education was about schools. So at the end of the day, I think we need to make sure that we look across, to our fellow American and take care of them and make sure that they're okay. And there's nothing about Prop 16 that should sit well with any American, because equal rights at the core is who we are as Americans. And so that's why I would ask people, regardless of what their party affiliation is, to really reject this measure on that basis.
Thank you, Simone. Luke, same question. What would you say to that Democrat that's saying, no, this is a Democrat issue. Why should I vote no on this?
Well, here's the elevator pitch. Remember the horror that you felt when Donald Trump was elected on November 8th, 2016? That's how the Asian community in California will feel if Prop 16 passes.
Awesome, Luke. Thank you. And then finally, Steve, the floor is yours.
Great. My elevator pitch would be both the Democratic and Republican Party platforms oppose discrimination on the basis of race. The end.